Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Unleash the Alchemy YouTube channel. Tamara Tamu here, giving you another soul-fulfilled message. All right, so we are continuing on with our money series. In this episode, we're going to talk about the guilt link. Now, in the previous episode, I talked about the servitude link. I could have put the guilt link in that same episode, but I decided to keep them separate. All right, there's separate behavioral pattern links that have affected our money. Okay, so the reason why I am going so heavy on money and spirituality, because it seems that people still want to separate the two. The two go together like peanut butter and jelly. Do you understand what I'm saying? They go together like vodka and olives. All right, now that you understand the comparison, let's get into today's episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the section, the guilt link section, directly from my book, which is Tales of a Money Maven: How Religious and Other Programming Has Fucked Up Your Money. It is available now on through paperback on Amazon, so pick it up today. Now, so here's the guilt link. Right now, you may question, is it bad to serve other people? Side note, the reason why I put that question in this section is because the section before that is the servitude link. So that is why I start the section off that way. Back to the book. First of all, I now avoid using the word serve. To assist others becomes problematic when you feel like you should, or if someone tells you you should help another. Stick with me. It is problematic when you help others out of guilt or survivor's remorse. Keep in mind that this link can be applied to any situation. A person who has survived lack or poverty may not have reached a wealthy status, but they have money to give. So they give because they feel like they should, all the while feeling bad for individuals who haven't moved beyond lack and poverty. This remorse even applies to a person who has just enough for their necessities, yet feels terrible for not being able to help someone else financially. Feeling bad for another person's financial status will never put more money in your pocket or in the person you feel bad for. Okay? Now, guilt became my companion every time I spent money. Now, I put spent in quotation marks because I have deleted that from my vocabulary. I don't spend money anymore. I use it and I circulate it. Using and circulating money influences my abundant identity. Knowing that money is always multiplied in my life and that all the money that I use and circulate is immediately returned to me in overflowing measure. Take that as an affirmation. I'm going to read it again. All the money I use and circulate is immediately returned to me in overflowing measure. So, before I used my money, I would feel guilty if I saw someone that I considered to be less fortunate than me, regardless of how much money I had. That right there tells you where your identity level is as far as your relationship with money. Why do I say that? Because we see what we are. We see what we are. So if you see someone less fortunate, then somewhere in your consciousness, you are seeing yourself as less fortunate. You see how this is all intertwined? And it can be challenging to look at that. It can be. I'm not going to lie to you. It can be. It was tough for me to do so. But this is a part of our spiritual odyssey that we have to consider. So, now, going back to the book, I'm going to repeat that so I can pick up where I left off. Before I used my money, I would feel guilty if I saw someone I considered less fortunate than me, regardless of how much money I had. Now, growing up in church, the scripture in the Bible used for manipulation was, "It is better to give than to receive." This scripture was also used as a manipulation tactic when we talked about the servitude link. How much did you serve? How much have you helped other people? How much have you given of your time, your life force energy, and your money? Then, after you told how much you had given, then someone outside of you would then tell you, okay, now you're worthy of whatever you want. Now you can be placed on a pedestal to receive what you want. So, preachers and ministers alike ate this scripture and vomited it on all who would listen to either get money from parishioners or get the parishioners to do something for them in the guise of service. To be of assistance in any capacity out of guilt or obligation blocks the authentic connection between you and your services recipient. The recipient of your service, it blocks the authentic connection. So, I'm going to go back and repeat that affirmation to give to you to ponder. I'm also going to give you a question to ponder too. So, all the money that I circulate is immediately returned to me in overflowing measure. The question that I want you to observe: recall a time when you ever did something out of obligation or guilt for another person. I don't care what capacity. I don't care if it was even for your job. I don't care if it was related to your career. Whatever the situation was, just go back and examine that. How did that make you feel? What was the action? What was the situation? What did you actually want to do instead of what you did? So examine that. All right? So I want to remind you, one-on-one sessions, book a call with me if you are looking for more support, one-on-one support in your spiritual odyssey. That is what I am here to do, to reconnect you, get you reacquainted with your cosmic self that only knows creation power, that only knows abundance. All right? So book a call with me. It is a complimentary call so that we can talk to see how I can support you on your odyssey. The link to book a call is in the description box of this video. Also, don't forget Tales of a Money Maven. It is available right now in paperback on Amazon. All right, until next time, cheers.